Amuse versus LANDR. Which one of these music distributors are best for you and your music needs? We're going to break down how they compare across all of the major different categories that you should be interested in as a music artist looking to release music. So also, just in the interest of full transparency, I actually currently use LANDR myself to release my own music. I've used other music distributors in the past, such as CD Baby and DistroKid, but I've found LANDR works the best for me and my needs, but you might have different needs than I have. So I'm going to go through and take an honest look at both of these, and so you can decide which one is best for you. So plan comparison. So we're going to be comparing the cheapest plans for both of these platforms. So that's Distribution Basic for LANDR and Boost for Amuse. And they both offer you a lot of good things. And if you decide there's a few extra things you want, you can look at upgrading those plans. But this is just the base introductory plan for each. So we're looking at pricing here. So how do they compare in terms of price? Well, Amuse is $20 a year and LANDR is $23.99 a year. So LANDR is an extra $4 a year, which is pretty negligible over the stretch of an entire year. Plus, LANDR gives you some flexible pricing. So if you're not going to be releasing a ton of music and you just want to release a couple times a year, then you can actually save money with their pay per release option. You can pay $9 a single or $19 an album, right? So if you're just paying, if you're planning on releasing just like one album a year or something, then you just pay the one-time fee of $19, and now you're actually saving a little bit of money over Amuse. Or if you're releasing a couple of singles a year, then you're also saving money there. So because of that flexibility, I'm going to say LANDR is the slight winner here. Then you have earnings. So how much do you earn with each of these platforms? Well, they're both great in that they give you 100% of your royalties. So they don't take a cut like, for example, a CD Baby might do. Now, speaking of streaming and earning royalties, you're not going to make a lot of money just using a music distributor and just uploading your music to Spotify, Apple Music, and so on, because sadly, your music isn't going to promote itself. These platforms aren't going to promote your music for you unless you get the ball rolling first. So if you want to know how to do that, grab my free Spotify playlist secrets guide. I'll have that linked in the description below, or you can just go to orpheusaudioacademy.com/Spotify secrets. This is a guide that will walk you through awesome free strategies to start growing your streams on Spotify and actually trigger the algorithms so Spotify promotes your music for you. This is how you can start to earn $500 to $1,000 a month in Spotify streaming royalties alone. So definitely grab this guide. It's completely free in the description below, or go to orpheusaudioacademy.com/Spotify secrets. All right, back to the video. Then there's distribution. So how many platforms do each of these distribute to? Because you want to make sure your music's available on all the major platforms. Amuse does cover most of the major platforms with their cheapest plan here, but it only is 21 total. LANDR's 150 plus, which is incredible. Did you even know there are that many platforms? So how much more actual streams and royalties will you get by having access to all these other, minor platforms? I don't know, but LANDR is definitely has more by a lot. So they're still the winner. And Amuse, they don't give you Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram with their Boost plan here. You'd have to upgrade to their higher price plan. So yeah, you'd have to upgrade to their Pro plan to get those extra platforms, and that's $60 billed annually, which is like $15 more than LANDR's Pro tier, their comparable tier. So that makes me say that LANDR is definitely the winner for distribution. This is Caspian. You went down? All right, bye. Thanks for coming. All right, so number of artist profiles. So which one of these platforms lets you upload music under multiple platforms? Well, with both these basic plans, they just give you one artist that you can release under. I think if you upgrade with Amuse, you get unlimited, if I'm remembering correctly, and LANDR gives you 5. So, but in terms of these basic plans, they tie. Then YouTube Content ID. So how do these platforms stack up in terms of YouTube Content ID? Content ID, if you don't know, it lets artists claim royalties whenever their copyrighted music appears on YouTube. This means getting paid each time anyone uploads your performances or uses samples of your music in their YouTube videos. So this means that if your music is somehow used in YouTube videos, and like someone takes your music and they use it in a YouTube video, you will actually earn some of the ad royalties from those videos, so you can actually make money off of that content. So how do these platforms then compare in terms of that? Well, both of them give you access to YouTube Content ID. Amuse just takes a 15% cut and LANDR takes a 20%. So Amuse is the slight winner here as you save an extra 5%, which is probably gonna be pretty small, but nevertheless. Then payment splitting. So say you're collaborating with someone and you want to split royalties. So you both did a lot of work on the song. You're like, hey, let's split the royalties 50-50. that can be a pain to try to keep track of yourselves. So these distribution platforms can actually split up the royalties for you. Some of them will do this. And so how do Amuse and LANDR stack up? They both offer this for free, and I say kinda with Amuse. So if you look at their website here, how do royalty splits work on Amuse? It says royalty splits are now available to all users. I think at one point in time it was just their Pro plan, but now you can get it with Boost too. So you can set up your royalty splits in the app and share earnings automatically with your featured artists and collaborators. Royalty splits are a Pro/Boost feature, so both our plans. With Amuse Pro or Boost, you keep 100% of the split. If the recipient doesn't have a subscription, meaning to Amuse, I believe, 15% will be deducted from their share, in addition to the usual 25% commission for non-subscribers. So that is kind of confusing to me, to be honest. So it's saying non-subscribers already have, there's a usual 25% commission for non-subscribers. But then they say if they don't have a subscription, 15% will be deducted. That sounds redundant to me. What happens to my splits if I don't have an Amuse subscription? If you cancel your Amuse Pro or Boost subscription, you will still be able to receive royalties. But if you have splits set up, you'll be charged 15% of your share of the monthly royalty payout for the track. There's also a commission applied to non-subscribers in addition to that. So if they're not a member, it's a 25% deduction, and then they can sign up for, I don't know, I'm confused. So I probably should have reached out to their support team. Regardless, it's not really free. It's kind of free, but Amuse is gonna be taking a percentage, 25 to 40%. So with LANDR, there is no fee, there is no commission that's taken from you. So LANDR is definitely the clear winner here. Whether you're losing 25% or the 40% from Amuse. I'm not quite sure on that. All right, so cover song license. So what if you want to upload cover songs? These are amazing. These are great for growing a fan base because people are actively actually searching for cover songs. So it's a great way to be discovered through search. So Amuse, they let you upload cover songs, but they don't have anything built in to support you with this. So you have to go and get the license yourself, hunt that down, pay for it, update it if you need to. Whereas with LANDR, they just have a one-time $15. You can do both. You can do it where you get the license yourself, or you can pay LANDR $15 one time, and that's it. Set it and forget it. And they take care of all of that for you. It really saves you a lot of time, a lot of pain, and headache, and it could even potentially save you money. And then you can upload as many cover songs as you want for that one-time $15 fee. So LANDR is the huge winner here when it comes to cover song licensing. Then speed to Apple and Spotify. So how long does it actually take for your music to get uploaded to these platforms? With Amuse, it's about 2 weeks, 14 days. LANDR, it's 1 week, 7 days. So LANDR will get your music onto platforms faster. Now, what happens if you cancel, right? Well, for some reason something happens to your credit card, or you can't keep paying, or you're tired of subscriptions and you want to cancel? What happens to your music? Well, both these platforms are great. They're probably the best two out there when it comes to this, because other platforms will take your music down if you stop paying, which is kind of understandable. But with these platforms, they won't take your music down. Once you've paid, your music stays up, which also makes sense, because if you've paid for your music to be on these platforms, you've already paid, shouldn't your music stay up? So with Amuse, it just reverts to a 75-25% split. So you keep 75, Amuse takes 25%. With LANDR, it's 85-15. So you get an extra 10%, which is really great. So LANDR is the narrow winner here, but both platforms are great on this. And so then who is the overall winner? So to recap, Amuse slightly edges out LANDR on YouTube Content ID. They're both great, but you keep an extra 5% commissions there. They tie on earnings and number of artist profiles, but then LANDR wins on every other category in terms of pricing, distribution, payment splitting, cover song licensing, speed of delivery, and their cancellation policy. So overall, I would say that LANDR is the clear winner. And you could actually save even more money when you use my link. Go to orpheusaudioacademy.com/LANDR, and you can save 20% off your first year. So that is a really great deal that can help you save even more money. And if you're still not convinced on which music distributor is best for you, I have another video where I compare the top 8 music distributors. You can click that video on the screen right now.
My name is Amber.
Do you like that I work from home? What if I had to leave for work?
be sad.
And so I get to work from home because of people like you who are watching this video. So you should thank them for watching and subscribing to my channel.
Okay, subscribe and like this video with Daddy.